Hello and welcome to the second episode of Her Beautiful Game, a channel about women's football. In this series, each week we will delve into the fixtures of the FA Women's Super League. If you're looking for a way to find all your female football facts, then this is the place to be. I'm Dana Richmond, a sports journalist from the South Coast and your dedicated host for the show. Her Beautiful Game will air every Friday or Saturday, depending on how on top of things I am. And it will just give you that little pick-me-up and a little reminder of what happened the week before for the fixtures ahead. So what's been happening in the footballing world recently? Well, Charlton Athletic have been charged £500 for failing to provide oxygen pitchside. This comes after Charlton's Charlotte Kerr was injured during their game against Manchester United, which left Kerr on the floor for over an hour and the match abandoned. And of course, it was transfer deadline day this week, which had some exciting changes to women's football, including striker Claudia Walker, who has joined Birmingham City on loan until the end of the season from Everton. 21-year-old Abby Harrison has moved to Bristol City from Scottish team Hibernian. And Championship side Lewes Ladies have secured Brighton defender Sophie Perry on loan for the rest of the season. And with that out of the way, let's get into it. You may remember that the last episode brought us WSL drama when Chelsea beat Arsenal to close the gap on the Gunners and open the chance for City to take top of the league. The first game we're going to talk about is a dramatic encounter between Chelsea and Birmingham City. Chelsea are on a bit of a roll and hungry for another win against a side that could, in theory, be quite vulnerable after the departure of Mark Skinner. Birmingham City had a frustrating defeat against Bristol City last time out and hoping for a chance and a change under new management of former Peru and Chile manager Marta Tejedor, as well as a comeback from forward Ellen White from injury. Here's a look at the lineups. Chelsea stick with their formation last week of 4-2-3-1 with Cuthbert and Carney swapping wings for the match. And Birmingham City are also 4-2-3-1 with Quinn the lone striker. It didn't take long for Carney to cause a stir on the wing when a break and great skill from the captain led to a cross into the 6-yard box for Cuthbert to receive with a diving header into the goal. Cuthbert again showing her passion and determination to provide for her team, and Karen Carney showing why she is captain and the great Blues playmaker she is. Chelsea almost had a second when a soft clearance by City fell to Spence in the 18-yard box to have a great shot on goal. Unfortunately, her shot was drilled towards the goalkeeper. City have been defensive for the majority of the first half, but it only takes seconds to change the dynamic of a game, and that they did. With a break down the right wing by Quinn to drive a low ball towards Wellens to tip the ball into the net for the equaliser. Now Birmingham start to show dominance in the second half. And not long into it, Lucy Quinn produced an absolute scorcher after lobbing the keeper from a good 30 yards out. The ball lofted over Telford's reach and into the top right-hand corner. Cracking goal by Quinn, and now City are in front. But losing to the West Midlands side wasn't on Cuthbert's agenda when she decided to curl a second goal in from a free kick out on the wing. The ball swerved into the 6-yard box and instead of landing to a player, bounced into the goal. Seems Cuthbert couldn't quite let Quinn have the goal of the match. 4 minutes of added time and what was already an exciting match didn't stop there when a curving cross floated past the defence and fell towards White. She leapt up to reach it and volleyed the ball with her left foot over Telford's head and under the bar to win the game for Birmingham. Arsenal didn't look disheartened by their loss to Chelsea as they went into the game looking to take the 3 points against Reading, which happened almost immediately after the ball was laid out to Via on the wing, who whipped the ball into the box for Miedemar to hook a left-footed shot into the bottom left-hand corner. The ball took a slight deflection on the way in, but Miedemar won't care as she's put Arsenal in front within the first 3 minutes of the game. A free kick outside the Arsenal box saw a cheeky chip by Farrell Williams to Bruton, who went down after clashing with Miedema. There were calls for a penalty, but to no avail. The second half produced a fluky shot by Farrell Williams, which looped high in the air and headed straight for the top of the goal. But luckily Arsenal's goalkeeper Perry Manning was on guard to tip the unlikely shot over the bar for a corner. Some quick one-touch football from Arsenal on the wing lined a ball perfectly for Van der Donk to bury the ball, but under pressure from the pressing Gunners, Reddins Moore brought the attacker to the ground and the whistle blew for a penalty. Moore received a booking for the foul, which seemed slightly harsh as it looked like it was a bit of a soft penalty. Nevertheless, the penalty was given and the Gunners' number 10, Kim Little, coolly slots the ball down the centre of the goal to make it 2-0 to Arsenal. Substitutes can make all the difference no matter how late in the competition they enter. Cue Melissa Phillis. The young sub made her first WSL appearance and within 90 seconds of coming onto the pitch, sets up McCabe to fire home a third goal for the Gunners. Not bad less than 2 minutes into your debut and your first assist in a WSL game. Fair play to Melissa there. And there you go, Arsenal win the match. Once again, Manchester City went into a game knowing the outcome of the Arsenal match, which could either amount a lot of pressure or spur the team on to get the win and stay top of the league. As for Brighton, they're looking to get some goals in after a 0-0 game against Everton. Just 90 seconds in and City's Lauren Hemp was brought to the ground in the box for a penalty. Paris stood up to take the kick and drilled home the first goal of the game, with her right foot into the left-hand side of the goal. Just another goal to add to her record-breaking tally. No biggie, as you were, Paris. Brighton seemed legless against City, who were running circles around the Seasiders and soon grabbed a second goal when Gemma Bonner took full advantage of a loose ball in the box and pounced on the chance to double the lead. Goalkeeper Hora Hain was injured in the process and had to come off for Harris, who stepped up against the title racers. She wasn't in goal long when a set piece from a corner landed to Paris to head the ball from close range into the back of the net. Brighton tried to come back in the second half, but City denied their chances with the game ending 3-0 and City staying top of the table, just 1 point ahead of Arsenal. It really is anyone's game now. And now to a West Country derby as Yeovil Town travelled to Bristol City. The first half saw very few chances from both sides, leading to a goalless game at the break. Just 1 minute into the second half and Yeovil take the lead when Alexander's cross went to a waiting Heverson to tap the ball in from the far post. Not long after, and Donovan is penalised for a handball in the box, leading to a Bristol penalty. Lucy Graham steps up to take the pen and places the ball in the bottom right-hand corner to level the game. Once again, Yeovil Town lost out to a last-minute winner when Bristol's number 17 Ayane shoots from distance and a deflection from the Yeovil defence sees the ball end up in the net. The win means Bristol City fly up to 5th in the table. And finally, West Ham travelled to Liverpool on Monday. The game ended 1-0 to the Reds when a cross from Coombs fell to Sweetman Kirk, who blasted a right-footed shot into the top of the goal. But what everyone is talking about is whether this shot by Coombs was in or not. What do you think? And that's all we've got time for in the Women's Super League. Let's take a quick look at the FA Women's Championship results too. Aston Villa drew a goalless game with Leicester City. Lewis Ladies lost 2-0 to London Bees. After last week's drama with Manchester United's fixture, Charlton Athletic came back with a 3-2 win over Sheffield United. Crystal Palace lose 2-0 to Durham and Tottenham Hotspur beat Millwall 3-2. The scores mean no team won at home on Sunday. Away day glory for everyone. Looking at the table after the Championship's results, we have Tottenham Ladies and Charlton Athletic at the top of the table, with Manchester United dropping to 4th in the table. However, they are 2 games behind everyone else, and at the bottom of the table we see Palace and Millwall. And that's all we've got time for this week. Thank you for watching. If you did like our beautiful game, then please give us a like and subscribe. We will be coming to you every week, so if you want to be in the know, subscribe to know. This episode is dedicated to Erin Cuthbert for her sheer determination and her cracking ability to finish with style. Thanks for watching and see you next time.